Good morning, class. Today we are going to learn a new chapter, a new poem. It's a very interesting poem, Macavity the Mystery Cat. Now, this poem is written by Thomas Stern Eliot, and it's going to be a very interesting poem because the whole poem revolves around a mystery cat. So first, we'll read the first stanza. I'll explain you the poem stanza-wise. Macavity's a mystery cat. He is called the hidden paw, for he is the master criminal who can defy the law. He is the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair. For when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. Now, T.S. Eliot describes a mysterious cat of extremely villainous characterization. Here, the Macavity, who is known as the mystery cat, the name of the mystery cat is named as Macavity here. This cat is known by a second name which is known as Hidden Paw. Hidden Paw because he's never been caught, as he is the criminal mastermind who disregards law. As you can see in the second line, for he is the master criminal who can defy the law. That means he is the master criminal mastermind who disregards the law. He is an enigmatic figure to even specialized detective agencies of the world like the Scotland Yard and the Flying Squad. All these in the third line. He is the bafflement of Scotland, the Flying Squad's despair. Even the biggest officers of the world, even the biggest agencies of the world, the Scotland, the Flying Squads and the Scotland Yard, the biggest agencies of the world, the biggest detectives are not able to catch him, is not able to understand his mastermind. These agencies had accepted their defeat by this clever cat, and therefore he is considered as the bafflement. The word bafflement in the second line of the Scotland Yard. For the last line, for when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. Why? Because whenever they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is too clever to be caught, and he is nowhere near at the crime spot. Whenever they come to catch him when the crime occurs, Macavity is always gone away, or he always gets dispelled. He's always hidden. He is never to be found. He's so fast on his toes that no one can catch him. So they have already accepted their defeat in front of the Macavity. Now let's look at the second paragraph. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. He's broken every human law. He breaks the law of gravity. His powers of levitation would make a fakir stare. And when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. And when Macavity, you may seek him in the basement, you may look up in the air, but I tell you once and once again, Macavity is not there. Now, as I told you, Macavity is really fast. So fast that Macavity has broken all the human laws, all the laws of gravity. Nothing can catch him. All the laws lies down beneath his feet. Nothing works in front of him. Here the poet says that Macavity disobeys all the human laws and also the law of gravity. How? He has explained it. His levitation would make a fakir stare. That means his levitation is so powerful that it causes a fakir to stare bewildered, confused. It's like he gets he moves so fast on his paws, he gets disappear within a second. Even a normal human who could run as fast, the fastest human being cannot also run like Macavity. He's so quick and he's so fast. Within a blink of an eye, he gets disappeared. But when the crime spot is reached, Macavity is not there. The poet here says that we may search him in the basement or we may look up in the air, but Macavity is nowhere. Even he breaks the law of gravity because he is never on the ground. Macavity is never on his foot. Either he is flying in the air, either he is under the basement. He moves everywhere. The law of gravity even fails in front of him. For us, even we go up, we jump, we come down again because of the pull of magnetic force. But for Macavity, no law works in front of him. He is beyond everything. Now you could get an idea that why Macavity is named as a mystery cat, because his mysterious adventures are completely insane. No human can understand how he gets disappeared. Now, third paragraph. Macavity is a ginger cat. He is very tall and thin. You would know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in. His brow is deeply lined with thoughts. His head is highly domed. His coat is dusty from neglect. His whiskers are uncombed. He sways his head from side to side with the movement like a snake. And when you think he is half asleep, he is always awake. See how smart he is. I don't think anyone is as smart as Macavity. Now here the poet T.S. Eliot describes Macavity as a ginger cat. Now if you could see in every paragraph, first, second and third paragraph, the poet gives a different name to the Macavity. First paragraph, he gave the Macavity the name as Hidden Paw, right? Now the second paragraph, what name he is given? He is given him as a rule breaker. Macavity is a rule breaker. The third paragraph he says Macavity is a ginger cat. Now why a ginger cat? Macavity is a ginger cat because he is both tall and thin. He can be recognized from his eyes, which are deeply sunken in. This cat has lines on his forehead steeped with thoughts. Steeped with thoughts means when you are thinking of something, your eyebrows naturally change their shape according to your mood. So whenever you look at Macavity, his eyebrows are always steeped with thoughts. His mind is never silent. Each and every minute he is always thinking about something. So he has a head that is highly domed with his coat, which is untidy, and his whiskers uncombed. Macavity moves like a snake, and whenever he is mistaken to be asleep, he is wide awake. So Macavity is always mistaken to be asleep. So whenever you think that he is having a nap, he is always awake. He is only half asleep. He never sleeps, but his mind is always working. He is always aware of what is going on in and around surrounding to him. And here he is also referred to a ginger cat, as I told you, because of his appearance. There is a cat whose appearance is same like Macavity. He is very tall and thin. His whiskers, his eyebrows, his eyes are deeply sunken. The physical appearance of the Macavity is described to a ginger cat. Now, the next paragraph. Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. For he is a fiend in feline shape and a monster of depravity. You may meet him in a by street, you may see him in the square. But when the crime is discovered, Macavity is not there. Now, the poet here says as there is no one like Macavity. He is a devil in disguise, in simple words. He is a devil in disguise of a cat. He is a monster of wickedness, you could say. That kind of cat is a Macavity. Because whichever crime occurs, and at the point, no matter how early you reach, Macavity always disappears. One may meet him, one can see him by street or in the square. But when the crime is discovered, Macavity is not there. You can see Macavity here and there randomly. Maybe in the air, maybe in the by street, maybe in the square, maybe in the down. Here or there, anywhere you could see him. But when the crime spot, the crime occurs, and by the time when the squads reach, before anyone could even realize that McCavity has taken a crime under, McCavity gets disappeared within a second of time. So now this McCavity, basically the Mystery Cat, is a poem of nearly 7 to 8 stanzas, the whole poem. But for your syllabus, they have selected only 4 stanzas. So this poem is basically revolving about McCavity, who's a mystery cat, his physical appearance, his mysterious activities, and how he defies all the law is being given in detailed explanation. And there are a lot of literally elements inside it, the poetic device used inside it. Okay, so I want you to read the poem once again, understand each and every meaning. Every word in this poem has a meaning inside it. Every word, every line of the poem describes McCavity. It is such a very beautiful poem with a very beautiful illustration, because every word of the poem counts here. Here the poet uses a lot of literary techniques to make the poem appear humorous to the readers. Instead of using human as the main character, he chooses a cat and attributes it as human qualities. Now this is a very interesting point to be noted in the poem, that how to make, many poets use a lot of elements to make it humorous, like figure of speech, humorous, etc., a lot of things. But this poem, T.S. Eliot has specifically selected a cat, a ginger cat of a particular variety, and given it a human qualities, human attributes to it. So now I want you to read the poem, understand it thoroughly, and find out some more literary devices or the poetic devices inside it, and send me into personal message or figure of speech if you could find out, or something interesting if you discover about it. I want you to tell me in the personal comment, and in the next video I'll explain you all the poetic device related to this poem. Okay, thank you.